7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. You know what that means. It's time for Timeless Elite Wednesday, a special AEW edition, because are you ready for some Maximum Carnage in Phoenix, Arizona? This is your PR princess, your Timeless Elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, on this special edition of AEW Dynamite, because we're continuing the road to Revolution, because even though it's in March, we still got a long road ahead, and we have a few pit stops that got to make in between. Obviously, of course, we do have one of the most anticipated matches happening tonight. MJF taking on Bandido for the AEW World Heavyweight title. We're also going to have the return of the one and only Kenny Omega, because he's looking for AEW World Heavyweight Championship gold. We're also going to have a rematch. Darby Allin going one-on-one with Pac so he could end things with the Death Riders and move on to AEW Gold. We're also going to have the ladies in action. The AEW Women's Champion Kris Statlander teaming up with the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath, taking on the Triangle of Madness in a trios match. And another match we got added is a 4-way tag for a future World Tag Team title shot against FTR. We're going to have the returning Young Bucks, the Gates of Agony, JetSpeed, and members of the Don Callis family, Mark Davis, and the newest person signed on to AEW, Jack Doyle, who you know from TNA as Jake something. So lots of stuff happening. Get your butts in the seats. We're ready because the fire is lighting, and I am very excited. So get ready. Feel free to put in the chat on what match you're looking forward to see, because we have so much action happening as of right now. So get ready. Yep, and they're going through the card right now. So super, 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 super excited. Just want to make sure I have everything going. Oh, they're really not wasting time. They are going to kick it off with Darby Allin taking on Pac. They are not wasting any time. And here we go. Oh, and we're going to hear from Samoa Joe. Wow. Oh my God. So it looks like Swerve and Hangman have a bounty on them, and none other than the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. He's paid up. So I guess it looks like Samoa Joe and the Ops. Looks like. So it looks like the Ops do have to defend their trios belts. Against who? I don't know. But I'm very curious on that. Yeah, Boza, I mean, you know, a lot of people can say what they want about Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree. But I will say, because of the Learning Tree, this is the most I've seen both Big Bill and Brian Keith this is the most I've seen Big Bill and Brian Keith be on a week-to-week basis on AEW television. I mean, you can say whatever you want about the learning tree, but that right there, it's just so nice to see consistency on that. And that actually did help. I mean, hey, you can say what you want about the Vortex of Jericho, but it's helping. Shocking, Short King the GOAT. Well, thank you. I don't think Brian Keith said something about that, but he did say pay up. But we see Miss Renee on the sidelines talking about this anticipated match between Darby Allin and Pac. And, Darby Allin, this is like the only person. He's like the only person. And I'm going to say this because I really want Darby to win this. If I see that little run, Wheeler Yuta come in and interfere that match, I just need somebody to drop kick him, because I was at Full Gear when they had a one-on-one match. It was a great one-on-one match, but I was not happy when he interfered for no reason and he gave Pac the win. So I need to see this match go one-on-one. Obviously, of course, there was going to be shenanigans with the rest of the Death Riders. And we try to see Miss Renee try to get some interviewing with Pac. But it looks like the rest of the Death Riders are remaining in the back. We see Jon Moxley, who is the reigning Continental Classic champion. Claudio, the reigning CMLL World Heavyweight Champion. So it looks like it's supposed to be one-on-one, but I just have this feeling, because if that little run interferes, I'm going to be very upset. Yep, Bosa, but you can say whatever you want about Chris Jericho. Like, this is the most consistency I've seen both Big Bill and Brian Keith be on TV on a week-to-week basis, even without Chris Jericho. So I'm happy they are getting a lot of TV time, as I would say. It's TV time. And also they can also use some help in the tag team division too, because they are somewhat of a tag team in a way. So it's nice to see them. It's nice to see them. It is nice to see them get involved. And also we do see Ryan Danielson on commentary, and these guys are not wasting no time. But if you're joining with me, we're kicking it off with Darby Allin taking on Pac one-on-one. This is like this is the final thing Darby Allin has to do in order to find peace with himself before he gets AEW Gold. He has to beat Pac, and he can finally move on from the Death Riders. Oh, thank you, Boza, for that. I kind of knew that was going to happen. So, put a note in. Hechicero from the Don Callis family will meet Roderick Strong at CMLL this Friday for a shot at Claudio. So, yeah, I mean, that's really interesting, because between Roddy and Claudio, it's been heating up a bit. And, like I said, Roderick Strong's just that person, because he's going to know he needs a conglomeration more than the conglomeration needs him, because he knows he wants to stop the Death Riders, but he knows he can't do it alone. So I think deep down he enjoys being with a conglomeration. Darby with a coffin drop. God bless Darby Allin and his little heart. You can't say nothing bad about him. I mean, the man just climbed Mount Everest. He did everything that he could. Can't knock him for it. But yeah, Darby, he's just a fearless person that doesn't take no breaks. But he's doing the best he can, doing the early start. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm just laughing at Darby's reaction, but I don't blame Darby, because after months of trying to get rid of the Death Riders, I mean, I would be kind of mad and irate too, because Pac's been getting the upper hand the last couple weeks, ever since he came back from All Out Toronto in last September, when he faced off against Jon Moxley. Oh, I thought we started the match, but they just went at it. So we haven't heard the official bell. I don't even know if we're going to get it. Hopefully we get a match at some point. They just need to get in the ring and we can officially start the bell. Pac is just holding Darby like a little rag doll. And Pac, he's got those steel steps. Because technically he can use those steel steps since the bell has not rung yet. And the referee trying to persuade Pac and Darby to get in the ring. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got in this match. Do you have Darby Allin, or do you have Pac coming in, or do you think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans happening? Oh my God, and Darby Allin just ate a set of steel steps on his back. God bless that man's little heart. And he just got out of the hospital last month. God bless his little heart. And they're showing the replay again. And that was, it's just Pac did it so quick. Just like that. Just like that. He did it that quick. But Darby's getting up. The one thing that you can say about Darby is he is resilient. And he will not stop until he quits. And now they're both in the ring. And Pac's demanding to ring the bell. Trying to check on the referee's trying to check on Darby to see if he's okay. And now we can officially ring the bell and start this match. So if you are joining with me, we are kicking off with Darby Allin taking on Pac. It is official. That is true. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. Darby and Jon Moxley just love pain. That's what no, Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, and Swerve all love pain. What can you say about them? I mean, we saw it last week in the lights out match between Hobbs and Hook taking on Swerve and Hangman. But it looks like Pac's got the upper hand here after giving Darby Allin steel steps. And oof, that was very hard for Darby. On the face, on the nose. And he just recently had a broken nose not too long ago. Yeah, crazy. Like, he got hit by a bus and then he broke his nose. But Darby's trying to get up in any way possible. Oh man, Pac, like the agility, it just went by so quick. He's dragging Darby like a rag doll. German suplex, 1, 2, kick out by Darby. Oh, and then Darby's holding his head. But I hope everybody had a good Wednesday. Actually, have a good week. I hope everyone's new year is going off to a very strong start. I was not on WWT Live earlier because I had to take care of an obligation, but I was very happy my sister Honey led the fort, and we're just getting back in the swing because this is our first official week back. But we tried to because we're trying to get back in the swing of things. But also, even though it's in picture, the match is still going on live now. But it looks like Pac is pretty much taking a lot of advantage on Darby Allin. But quick friendly reminder, because I know there's a lot of wrestling happening this week. Don't forget, tomorrow, TNA will be on AMC tomorrow. It's going to feature Mike Santana taking on Frankie Kazarian for the AEW TNA World Heavyweight title. But it's fine. Well, that's good. Boza, I'm happy. So that's okay. Because I know, Honey and I, the ladies, we always get it down. And, Boss Lady, she's getting ready to go on her trip. So the ladies got to handle it on WWT Live, but as long as we got it. But I will be back on Friday. Because as I mentioned, tomorrow, AMC TNA is going to be happening tomorrow. Also, we do have bold predictions for Friday because TNA will have their first pay-per-view of 2026 Genesis happening this weekend. We also do have a AAA event that's happening this weekend. We have a number one contenders match. Del Vanquinco will be taking on El Grande Americano for the number one contender for the AAA World Heavyweight Championship match. So it's going to be very interesting to see that. It's going to be very interesting on how this is going to play out. But we are going to be doing full predictions. I'll be back on Friday. And also, friendly reminder, SmackDown will be in London this Friday. So, of course, they're going to be taping earlier in the day. And we're going to make sure spoilers will be free. Because they're going to be Raw and SmackDown are overseas in the next couple weeks leading up to Rumble. So it's a challenge. It's very much a challenge. Same thing with AEW. When they have to go overseas, it's like you just can't. You have to avoid spoilers. Like, don't ruin the fun aspect of it. Like, I like to be surprised. Ooh, Boza. So found out through her today that Queen Amanada had extended her contract till next February. Oh, nice. I'm really happy Queen Amanada. Very happy Queen Amanada is getting that extension. I know like she's been having neck issues because she was supposed to be in the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship tournament, but she had to take a step back. So that really did suck for her. And speaking of that, we are back live from Phoenix, Arizona, taking you on Maximum Carnage. We are just kicking off hot with Darby Allin taking on Pac one-on-one. Drop kick by Darby from the top rope. So it's nice to see Darby get some momentum going because he says the only person he has to face is Pac. And after that, he can finally go on his journey for AEW Gold, which is going to be very interesting on how the Owen Hart Cup men's tournament is going to play out. So it looks like Darby is starting to Darby, he's just a quick little thing. But you can't question his resilience. He's all heart and all resilience. But he is like a man that loves pain. And that's okay. Oof. Pac with that nasty encounter. Darby hitting his back on the turnbuckle, because if you saw that, he's been having that issue ever since the Continental Classic tournament when he had that match against Kevin Knight. And that was really brutal. All right. I'm not gonna lie, Pac is very jacked. He is so jacked. I'm not gonna lie. But it's nice to see him at 100%. Like, even the minute when he came back at All Out in Toronto, he just looked so jacked. Oh my God, he threw poor Darby on the barricade. Well, outside of the ring. Yeesh. You could probably see the welt on there. Oh my God. It's a good thing it wasn't concrete. Oh man, and Pac, he's just sitting and waiting because he thinks he's gonna win this by count out, but we all know how Darby Allin operates. You think he's just gonna wave a red flag and just say, I'm gonna throw in the towel? Not him. Not Darby. Darby better. Oh, he got back in the ring. Yeah, both Pac put a lot of muscle in there when he got hurt. And I like it. I like that he's putting a lot of muscle in. Darby Allin giving the middle finger salute to Pac. Oh boy. There's no way that you could kick this off. I think Pac was trying to play possum, but Darby Allin's like, nope, not today. Oh, I think Darby's going after the angle that put Pac out of commission. What's he doing? Coffin drop! Oh, and this is where it gets switched up for Darby. I hope Darby wins. I feel like he needs this win in the worst way. And he did a coffin drop outside the ring. And it looks like, well, Darby hurt his lower back. God bless that man. God bless that little man. Darby Allin, he's putting that energy in. Oh no, Darby was trying to hit Pac, but it looks like the referee got hit by accident. Oh boy. So the referee's out. And what do you do? I just have a feeling there's going to be a lot of shit. And you see Pac hopping on one foot. And Darby Allin's putting the submission hold. Stings. No, and it's funny. If the referee was open, what the see? Didn't I just say I did not want that little runt interfering? And he did the same thing that happened at Full Gear. God. Taking lessons from Sting. Darby Allin wants to shatter. He really wants to shatter Pac's ankle. The same ankle that he injured in his match. The same ankle that Pac injured in his match with Swerve Strickland. What's Darby going to do? Oh! Oh my God. Darby Allin, I think you just did the price, sir. And he's put the submission hold in. That has to be it. Pac tapped out. And your winner is Darby Allin. Because I would have been very upset if that man did not win. I'd be very, very, very angry if he did not win. But your winner of the match is Darby Allin. So, yeah, hurrah to Darby Allin. But after the match, he's going to have to pay the price. Because, well, I think Darby left. He's actually very smart. He left. He ain't stupid. But, whew. Well, Dr. Sampson's looking at that. I hope it's not the same ankle that he injured when he faced off against Swerve. Well, let's see what Dr. Sampson has to say. With Darby. Congratulations to Darby Allin. Okay, so it has been confirmed our main event is going to be MJF taking on Bandido, which I kind of think that was going to be the main event. Dr. Sampson's checking on Pac. I'm hoping it's not really serious. I'm hoping it's not serious. But shout out to Boza. Shout out to Jeffrey. Thank you for joining with me. This is the second week you're joining with me on AEW, by the way. But I'm always happy to see everybody here on this wonderful edition of Maximum Carnage for AEW Dynamite. If you're following me, Darby Allin got the victory over Pac. And it looked like I'm hoping Pac's ankle is not that serious because we do see Dr. Sampson in the ring, so hopefully it's not too serious. But I don't know. It's going to be very interesting on how this is going to play out. Yeah, Bozo, you're right, because in a rare appearance, if MJF survives today, he has to wrestle back in the independent scene this weekend, which it's nice to see that he is. Well, yes, he did. Darby did, because, after he said he was done, he's focusing on AEW Gold. I don't know how long that's going to be, but give that man some gold. But don't worry, Jeffrey. Maria Shafir is going to get what's coming to her. Because if you did watch Collision over the weekend, her and Megan Bayne are still a tag team. So don't worry, because my lady, Timeless, Toni Storm, is going to take care of her. Because you don't want to mess with the Timeless one. So Tony's got her. And also it's going to be very interesting with her and Megan Bayne as a tag team, because obviously they're going to be a threat to the Babes of Wrath women's tag team titles. And then, of course, it's going to be very interesting because obviously, of course, for the AEW women's picture, I could see Tekla coming in. Yeah, Boza. I mean, Zada Steele is no joke. And also with the fact, too, Layla Gray's out with an injury, so I'm happy Zada Steele. She's no joke, because she's been pretty good on Ring of Honor matches. She's no joke. It's just like she needs somebody to help her with Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. So hopefully she can get somebody from Ring of Honor to kind of help out in that sense. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting because we know Penelope is still out with her shoulder injury. So hopefully she has a speedy recovery soon. Because I do like Penelope and Megan Bayne as a tag team. They're pretty funny. And oh boy, so we see the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. So it looks like we got a bonus match here, and it looks like it's going to be the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, accompanied by Big Bill, taking on Hangman Adam Page. Well, Jeffrey, to catch you up to speed, I don't think there is a learning tree anymore ever since we saw Chris Jericho go into a crazy bin. But I will say, I know, because Jeffrey, you came in and I was saying this earlier, even though people did not like the learning tree and everything else, this is the most TV time I have seen both Big Bill and Brian Keith have. Because for me, I'm happy they're getting a lot of TV time. Not just on Collision, but on Dynamite. And it's great for them as a tag team. I'm happy they are getting that opportunity to do well. So that's a positive thing that they're doing, I will say. But here comes everyone's favorite cowboy, Hangman Adam Page. And also, like you said, Boza, Samoa Joe doesn't want Hangman or Swerve Strickland in the title picture at all. He wants the AEW World title. But it's going to be very interesting how this is going to play, especially leading up to the Owen Hart Cup men's tournament. I was going to plan to give you my bold predictions today, but I think I'm going to give it to you next Wednesday during my watch along. Yeah, that is true. I mean, hey, the bounty hunter. They have. And plus, it's nice to see them back on TV. So here we go. We got a bonus match added. Hangman Adam Page taking on the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. And obviously, as you know, Big Bill's at ringside. It's going to be a very interesting match. And also, if we did see WWT Live on Monday, Kane mentioned that Brian Keith's been making waves because he was at Defy over the weekend. He was at Defy over in the Pacific Northwest. So it's nice to see Brian Keith getting out and about. Ooh, that was a nasty kick to the face by Hangman. I'm happy this is not going to be a squash match and it's going to be a good, solid match. And plus, like I said, I'm happy Brian Keith is getting a lot of TV time, mostly on Dynamite. And ooh, I just saw where they're going to head to next for Dynamite next week. They're going to be in Orlando. And also, just to let you know, AEW Collision is continuing their residency in Arlington, Texas on the final 2 Saturdays for this month. So that's going to be fun because if you live in Arlington, you've never been to a wrestling show, definitely check out AEW Collision. And it's live, by the way. So it's always fun when they do residency shows. And I'm hoping they do come back to Philly because it was fun when they went to Philly. Like almost every single show in Philly was sold out. And I was very happy I got to go to a few shows. It was really great. Ooh, look at the stare down between Big Bill and Hangman Adam Page. Actually, that's a match I wouldn't mind seeing. Big Bill take on Hangman Adam Page. It would be very interesting to see. I would not be mad about that. Since a lot of people actually do like Big Bill. Yep, that is true. That is true. Yeah, that is true, Boza, because this Saturday, I keep forgetting because it's like they have residency this month. But yeah, this Saturday, they're going to have Maximum Carnage continuing this weekend. We do know a match that's happening this weekend. It'll be Eddie Kingston and Ortiz taking on the grizzled young veterans. So that's happening this weekend. But I'm sure we'll probably get more matches announced as the show goes on. Brian Key trying to do... Ooh, that was a nasty punch by Hangman Adam Page. Look at Big Bill. Big Bill's trying to interfere. I need to have a match. I need to see a match between those two. I feel like that would be crazy. But here comes Brian Keith. Brian Keith is something that you do not want to mess with. Well, we're on picture, but the match is still going live. So it looks like Brian Keith is getting a little bit of an upper hand here, which it's nice. And I'm happy this is not a squash match. I'm happy they are giving a lot of one-on-one time, but I kind of want to see that match between Hangman and Big Bill. I may be the only one that really wants it. I'm like the only person that probably wants it. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys have winning this match. Do you have the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, or do you have everyone's favorite cowboy, Hangman Adam Page? And I know people are kind of like iffy about him teaming up with Swerve, but it's a truce. Even though they are sworn enemies, they are a truce. They are a truce. And it's going to be very interesting how this is going to play. Because I know they still have a lot of business with the ops and everything. But Samoa Joe said him and the ops have to put up the trios belt. Against who? I don't know. I'm just being honest. I have no idea who they should put it up against. So... Oh, sorry. I'm laughing at this chat. So that was a nasty habit. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Well, this is Bella Garcia. Oh, trust me, Boza, I survived that fan club because you know what? I will say this because look, Ced and Will were very petty. But as I said, I never wanted Mercedes to fail. I mean, it was going to happen sooner or later. You had to find the right person who was going to get the TBS title. And it was none other than Willow Nightingale. And plus, Mercedes is going to be fine. She's going to come back more ruthless and dangerous because she does work good as a heel. And she's going to get the AEW Women's title. And plus, she has her 7 other belts. So, I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of the belts. And very curious on how this is going to play out for the Owen Hart Women's Cup tournament. But speaking of that, we're back live with AEW Dynamite coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. We have Hangman Adam Page. We actually have, it's a special bonus match. Hangman Adam Page taking on the bounty hunter Brian Keith, because Samoa Joe put a bounty on both Hangman and Swerve. And who better to do it than the bounty hunter himself, Brian Keith? Obviously, of course, he has Big Bill at ringside. This has been a good solid match between these two. It doesn't feel like a squash match, which I love. Yes, Los Desperados. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Jeffrey, Mercedes is gonna be fine. She's taking a break. She'll come back more ruthless and more dangerous and whatever. She's gonna be fine, and she's gonna come back as a ruthless heel. Who knows? She may bring some backup with her. And plus, she got 7 other belts from all over the world, so she's gonna be fine. 1, 2, quick kick out by Brian Keith. And also, Boza, it's interesting because I'm thinking of the third person who would join Swerve and Hangman. Because the first person that came to mind was Will Ospreay. But the thing is, it depends on how Will Ospreay feels. Because I know he's in recovery mode. It's just like the time of his return. Because that's like the only person I can think of. I can think of either like Will Ospreay, maybe Kenny Omega, but I know Kenny Omega is thinking about the AEW World title. But we will talk about that throughout this 2-hour show. You'll see that. Jeffrey, I think that's the one thing, go back to Mercedes. That's the one thing. If you go to a meet and greet, or if you meet in person, just don't give her any cake. That's all I have to say. Don't give her any cake. Don't give her no cake. But Brian Keith has really been putting a lot of work in. So, but he's trying to collect that bounty. Ooh, that was a nasty close-up by Hangman. He's trying to do the buckshot Larry. But Big Bill, Big Bill. Ooh, nice move by Brian Keith. Ooh, nice counter by Big Bill. I'm at Hangman. And look at Big Bill. And look! And speaking of Swerve, it is Swerve Strickland with the chain. Obviously, of course, Prince Nana with his coffee. Buckshot Larry. Boom. That has to be it. Ooh. So your winner is Hangman Adam Page. What's some help from Swerve and Nana? Ooh. See, I very rarely ever get breaking news, but it looks like, courtesy of Boza and courtesy of Fightful, it looks like all 4 members of the Rascals are backstage and are signed with AEW. See, it's always fun when I get breaking news, because I know they did not re-sign with TNA, which is very interesting because one of the members of the Rascals was supposed to have a match with Leon Slater for tomorrow, but I don't know what's going to happen. And we're going to hear from Hangman Adam Page because he has a mic in his hand. He has to call everybody a dumbass. Oh, Kenny Omega. And you know it's funny. I did say they need a partner if they're going for trios. Well, I said if it's not Will Ospreay, I did say Kenny Omega earlier. Ooh, ooh. And he is advertised. So we'll hear from the man himself, Kenny Omega. But Kenny has a mic. And let's hear what he has to say. It doesn't matter what city you go to. That man just has a loud and incredible reaction. That is crazy. As Excalibur said, 3 former AEW World Heavyweight Champions in the ring. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh boy, this is going to be very interesting if MJF makes it out alive in his match against Bandido. It's going to be very interesting how this is going to play out on the road to Wembley. But let's hear what Kenny Omega has to say. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then if you throw Will Ospreay in the mix, no. Oh my. Didn't I just say that earlier? And it's crazy. Kenny and Hangman were former tag team champions. That's just so crazy. That's what I thought too. And I just said that earlier. And it's really and like you said, because somebody said this earlier. Short King the Goat. Kenny and Swerve have not faced off one-on-one. And you know who else hasn't faced off against one-on-one? MJF and Swerve. They have never faced off one-on-one. It's going to be very interesting on how this is going to play out in Dynasty. Because, well, not Dynasty, but technically we're on the road to Revolution. We're on the road to Revolution. It's going to be very interesting. And, oh, God. Can I just have one night alone and not leaving that creep alone? Oh, God. Doc Callis. Doc Callis. He always says it every week. He's like, I have something important to say. Don't trust that sleazebag. Lord. Oh, he had to bring up Kota Ibushi. Oh, looks like we may be getting another bonus match. Josh Alexander, Kenny Omega. I thought they were going to have it next week. Oh my God. Oh my God. I kind of knew it was next week. Courtney took it a... I know, right? Did I just say next week? Oh, man. Next week we will have which I kind of knew. Josh Alexander taking on Kenny Omega next week. Okay. And it's in Orlando, by the way. Do Mwah! Good night, bang. Wow, Kenny Omega wrapped up, and yeah, we're gonna get it next week. And definitely want to shout out to Gerard Simpson for joining in. Shout out to Eddie Foster for joining in the chat. Short King the Goat. Definitely want to shout out you all in the chat. But yeah, I mean, oh, Brody King. Let's see, Mr. Brody, because Brody's making a statement. Oh, God, that's the same translator that helped out with MJF. So Brody's going to be in action next. And Brody King's been making a statement too. Obviously, he's in support of his tag team partner Bandido, because as I mentioned, the main event, he's going to get an opportunity against MJF for the AEW World Heavyweight title. It's going to be very interesting. Little known fact, that's MJF's hype guy when he was the CMLL Light Heavyweight Champion. Jonathan Cruz. And he was at. That is an interesting nugget. Thank you for sharing, Boza. And Jeffrey, go back to your point, because yes, Josh Alexander was TNA champion. Don't worry, Jeffrey. Josh Alexander will be getting Taste of Gold soon. And I do think it's a good opportunity for him to be with Don Callis, with the fact, even though I can't stand that creep, he's annoying, he's a jerk, nobody likes him. He is bringing back the role of managerial services, the same way Prince Nana is. So I'm happy he is working with someone that's been in the business longer, and hopefully we do get to see that soon. I was very happy he faced off against Jon Moxley in that a title eliminator match, because it does show that he could do, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get some gold hopefully in 2026. But I thank you guys for joining with me on this special Maximum Carnage edition of AEW Dynamite. And you know what? We have something that we're kicking off in 2026. And this is an initiative that our own boss lady and everybody else started on Women's Wrestling Talk. And if you really want to support and keep the history and story of women's wrestling alive, make sure to check out the Women's Wrestling Archive.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's gonna pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Support the Women's Wrestling Archive and keep women's wrestling alive and well with all the history happening. So every little bit helps, and we appreciate all of you supporting. I'm just looking at the comments, and Jeffrey, yeah, I love Prince Nana too, but you got to give Don Callis credit. Even though I call him names, he did bring the back of managerial services. And if you're joining with me now, thanks to Boza, breaking news courtesy of Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp, because we saw the Rascals not re-signing with TNA. They all signed with AEW. It's going to be very interesting how this is going to play out. And also it does give a little bit of a bump in their tag team division. So here comes Brody, and he's facing off against he's facing off against the interpreter that was alongside MJF last week. So Brody, I think Brody's not going to pick up a sweat. But I'm happy Brody is getting a lot of momentum. This is another guy I definitely want to see gold around the waist. Very curious on how this is going to play. Ooh, that was like a sucker punch. Not going to end well for Jonathan. Wow. Okay, that was it. Your winner, Brody King. And Brody threw his jacket. Oh, man. Well, Brody King is going to be cheering for his tag team partner, Bandido, in the back. It's a big, big match for him. And Brody has the microphone, so let's hear what he has to say. Well, Brody's being supportive of his tag team partner. It's definitely going to be a good match, I will say. And it does give an opportunity because this is the first time Bandido has had a taste of AEW World Heavyweight Championship gold. And also, just to let you know, AEW has a partnership that lasts until January 31st with White Castle. They have the Bacon Bra Combo. If you like White Castle, oh, it's just Bryan Danielson and Excalibur on commentary. And it's nice that they are like showing what's leading up to the main event, like what lead up to it. So, no, Jeffrey, I did not try it. I know there was a few influencers that have tried it on socials. I'm not usually a big fan when it comes to White Castle. I'm trying to think. I know it's well known in the East Coast. I'm just trying to find the closest one in Jersey. But I know there's a few influencers that have tried it. I mean, some like it, some didn't like it, but hey, that's you. And we were talking about that at WWT Live too, because I think they said, Courtney, you should get it. I was like, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to White Castle. But it's a good opportunity. They should have did a part. See, you know what fast food chain they should have did a partner with? They should have did a partnership with Wendy's. And I would have been very happy. And also, we are getting into our... Oh, Lord, I got to deal with this creep again. Well, fortunately, we have a fatal four-way for the number one contenders match for the AEW Tag Team titles against FTR. Mark Davis, and Jake Doyle, formerly known as Jake something, because he was from TNA and he signed to AEW last week. And then we have JetSpeed, who, by the way, had a very incredible match over the weekend on Saturday on Collision when them two and Anthony Bowens teamed up to take on the Demand. It was a very good match. I really thought JetSpeed and Anthony were going to take the win, but apparently Ricochet and the Gates of Agony picked up the victory. But after the match, it was just so chaotic because then it's like you had Max Caster come out and I don't know what's going on with my boys, because are they a tag team? They're not. I don't know. He came out trying to help Anthony Bowens, and then you had the rest of the Don Callis family come out, and then you had the conglomeration come out, so that ended like pretty much in chaos. Oh my god, it just ended so much chaotic on Collision this past week. But I think there is going to be a lot, and looks like Ricochet is going to be doing commentary with Excalibur and Bryan Danielson. Oh dear God. Oh, dear God. I have to hear Ricochet and Don Callis on commentary. Oh, my God. Woo. I have to hear both of them on commentary. And here come the Young Bucks. It's going to be very interesting. Gates of Agony, JetSpeed, two members of the Don Callis family, Jake Doyle and Mark Davis. Yeah. And it's crazy, out of all those teams, it's kind of crazy, out of all these teams in this match, the Young Bucks are the only one that have our former AEW Tag Team Champions. And I guess the Young Bucks ain't wasting no time. They're going after members of the Don Callis family, who, by the way, beat him up last week on Dynamite, along with Jack Perry, who, by the way, Jack Perry has 2 victories over Ricochet. So he is lined up for a future opportunity at the AEW National Championship. But here we go. We got a fatal 4-way tag team match. And feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. Do you have JetSpeed? Do you have the Young Bucks? Do you have the Gates of Agony? Or do you have the Don Callis family? And JetSpeed and the Young Bucks, they know each other very well. I'm not going to lie. I would love for JetSpeed to win with the fact they have history with the Young Bucks. But if I have to sit through another trilogy with the FTR and the Young Bucks, I really am going to. I'm not going to say I'm going to lose it, but it's like. Yes, Boza. We will talk about that after the tag team match because I have a lot of observations on this. So be prepared. And yes, Jeffrey, that is formerly known as Jake something because he was on Dynamite last week and he was signed. Well, it looks like it's going to be a truce, but look at JetSpeed. Drop kick. I do agree, Gerard. I know, but that's what I'm saying because I would love for JetSpeed to win. And also with the fact, too, I know they're trying to hold off between Edge and Christian and FTR because Edge and Christian are going to be the ones to take it from them. But it's just a matter of time on when they're going to come back. But I would love to see JetSpeed, and it does make sense. DDT by Speedball and Matt Jackson. I know. I'm picking whoever the ones with the most. Oh, Jeffrey. He's like, I'm picking whoever the one with the most stamina. Yeah, that's a smart answer. Who has the most stamina? Oh, Lord. Well, the Young Bucks are still standing, but who is going to get a future tag team title opportunity against FTR? Rooting for all right, Gerard. Rooting for JetSpeed. Could be Gates of Agony since they're keeping Kong for Ashe and other indie shows. That is very true. Bishop Kong has one of the titles. That would be true. I would love for JetSpeed to win. It's just, I know they're waiting for Edge and Christian. But yeah, it's gonna be, and anybody that's been following me for Women's Wrestling Talk for over a year knows I have a love spot for tag team wrestlings. Just make it make sense. Just don't give me something that's repetitive. Miscommunication by the Don Callis family and super kicks for the Don Callis family. It's gonna be very interesting. I mean, it's gonna be a good match, but it's gonna be very interesting. EPT trigger? Oh, yeah, Buzzer, that would be kind of funny if members for the Don Callis family win. Because, and I just had a thought. So if you saw Dynamite last week, Andrade came back with the Don Callis family. FTR came out, and there's a lot of history between FTR and Andrade. So you have to really think about that as well. And that could possibly be a factor. And look at the Gates of Agony. I really thought they were going to go picture-in-picture, but I don't think they're going to do a picture-in-picture for this. Tayo Leona looks so scary. They look so scary. If you watch that main event of Collision over the weekend, the Gates of Agony were just wreaking havoc on JetSpeed and Anthony Bowens. But this match is going in picture-in-picture. Even though it's a picture-in-picture, the match is still going on live. Oh, man. going to be a very interesting tag match, but it's after 9 o'clock because we're in the final hour of Maximum Carnage. And we also, as I said, we still have the main event happening. MJF taking on Bandido. We still have the ladies in action in trios action. The AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, teaming up with the AEW Women's Champion Kris Statlander to take on the Triangle of Madness. Ooh, man. I mean, I'm excited to see the ladies. I'm always excited to see the ladies. Always loves it. But I feel like this Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match is going to get so chaotic. It's like, I want JetSpeed to win, but it's like, it could be anybody's game. But I will say, for Jake Doyle and Mark Davis, they have been showing very well as a tag team. And I can't help with the tag team division because I think the tag team division needs a little bit of a reset button because you do have a few tag teams there. Obviously, you have the Bang Bang Gang's Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn. As I mentioned, Edge and Christian. But it's kind of like, outside of Edge and Christian, like, who do you want to go toe-to-toe with FTR? Because I hate to say this, but especially after what happened, because the Hurt Syndicate didn't want to drop it to FTR, and they didn't want to drop it to JetSpeed. It's like, it's an ego thing. It's an ego trip. It's an ego thing, and it just does get a little bit annoying, at least. So, but Boza, as I mentioned earlier, my guys, Caster and Bowens, there's been a lot of social videos that have been happening in the last couple weeks where Tony Khan, Mr. Bossman, has them doing team building activities on socials. You have to see the latest one they did where they got to do a few things before the show. They got to help out, like set up the ring. They had to mop one of the bathrooms, and it was very intriguing. And they had to help out sell merchandise and trying to get the merchandise. And one of my ideas failed because I wanted that because I knew the Jaguars were in the wild card round over the weekend. I would have loved for them to attend a football game. I would have loved for them to attend the Jaguars playoff game they had against the Bills. That would have been funny. And also with the fact too, because I know Tony Khan works for a football team, but Tony Khan, here's another idea you should have. And I know the draft is in April. You need to get them to attend the draft in April and have them like announce a pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just please do it. Please, 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 please. That would just make my day. And that would be so cool for socials, also for the Jags, maybe NFL Network. Look, your PR princess is working here. She's trying to cook up some ideas. But anyways, we are back live with AEW Dynamite coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. We have a fatal 4-way tag match where the winner gets a future opportunity for the AEW World Tag Team titles against FTR. We have JetSpeed, we have the Young Bucks, we have the Don Callis families, Mark Davis and Jake Doyle, formerly known as Jake something from TNA, and the Gates of Agony. And of course, we have Ricochet and Don Callis on commentary. Dear God. Nice double team by the Young Bucks. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the Young Bucks, but you can't discredit their wrestling ability and also being the first tag team to be 3-time AEW Tag Team Champions. That's just me. And it's crazy. Out of all those teams, they're former tag team champions. As I mentioned, for Saturday, we're going to have Eddie Kingston and Ortiz take on the Grizzled Young Veterans. That was announced this past weekend. So it's definitely something. And plus, Eddie's Eddie. So it's nice to see Eddie Kingston back in action. Ooh, and Andrade will be in action this Saturday against Angelico, who has been making a case in the Ring of Honor space. But we'll see Andrade this weekend. And as I mentioned, next week on Dynamite, Josh Alexander taking on Kenny Omega from Orlando, Florida. Oh my God, super kicks all around. And look at JetSpeed and the Young Bucks. It's like everything's in sync. Everything is in sync. Oh, wow. Ariel. Look at I still can't get over Ricochet and Don Callis on commentary. It's like you just want to slap that baldness out of Ricochet so bad. Ooh, super kick onto Speedball. Kevin Knight make the save. Also, I need to do this too because Will thinks Kevin Knight and Leon Slater are the same person. I need to bring this up on Friday and do like a picture-in-picture photo and see that they're not the same person. I should do that on Friday when I come back to WWT because I just can't see them being the same person. Well, Jeffrey, why wouldn't... You know, that's really interesting. I don't know why they have him be on Collision. And I think with the fact, too, I mean, it would be great for him to have a match on Dynamite, but I guess they're trying to put matches in for Collision. I guess they don't want to clump everything up on Dynamite. But hopefully they're starting it very slowly. They're starting a little slow, and plus you kind of need that little bit of a star power. They're not the same person. I know, but Will thinks they're the same person. So it's like... I will say this is a good opportunity for the Gates of Agony because it just shows they are a legit tag team since they teamed up with Ricochet. Oh, man. Quick kick out. Kevin Knight made the save. Yeah, exactly, Bosa. They want eyes on Collision, and plus, we're going to have to sit through Don Callis. Unfortunately, on Collision. So, brace yourselves, people. Oh, nice move by Speedball. Kevin Knight. What's Kevin Knight going to do here? Yay! Kevin makes the pin! Oh, Bishop Kong. God. Oh, double super kick. Super kick. Super kick to Mark Davis. Super kick to Jack Doyle. Oof. Another. This is like super kicks all around. Let's see. Ooh, that was a nice... Ooh, Speedball got caught in the worst way. Nice save by Kevin Knight. What's he going to do here? Ooh, Kevin Knight almost made it. Well... Look at Ricochet. Ricochet. Well, hopefully we'll see Jack Perry come out. Because Jack Perry, up there. And I just said Jack Perry. And I said Jack Perry's name, and he came out at the nick of time. And also with the fact, too, Jack Perry is in line for an opportunity for the AEW National Championship. And he's getting Ricochet out the way. Ooh, nice kick by Speedball. What's he gonna do here? Hurricanrana. Ooh, Jack Doyle. Poor Speedball took everybody out. And they got Kevin Knight. Oh man. Actually, I'm not mad at that. I'm actually not mad. We have your winners, Mark Davis and Jack Doyle. I'm not mad at it. But it's kind of interesting. Kevin, I know, it's so crazy that they lasted against three of AEW's established tag teams in that division. I'm still calling. I know. I'm not mad about it. I am not mad. This is going to be very interesting. I'm very curious how this is going to play out. And especially, as I mentioned, Andrade's with the Don Callis family. Andrade has history with FTR. That is going to play out very interesting. And speaking of FTR, here comes them along with that Weasel Stokely. That Weasel is still in a wheelchair after getting hurt at a World's End. Oh boy. Well, here comes FTR. His mama called him chick. Oh boy. Well, Mark Davison, Jake Doyle ain't missing. I'm laughing at the chat right here. It's gonna be very interesting. And plus, I think they need some, I don't want to say fillers, but they kind of need some segues in it. Because like I said, sooner or later, they're going to face off against Edge and Christian. It's just JetSpeed can't afford to lose. JetSpeed can't afford to lose. The Young Bucks can't afford to lose. The Gates of Agony can't afford to lose. So I think it's something you kind of need to get them in it. And also, I know, Gerard, that's crazy. Christian Cage also. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, too. And with the fact, too, Nick Wayne is still injured, and we don't know when his timeable return is. So it's like, I don't know if they're holding off until like Edge and Christian come back. So it's like, because I wouldn't mind seeing them be tag team champions. I would not mind being for Edge and Christian to be champs. It's just, you know, I don't want no fillers within the tag team division because it's like all three tag teams that were in that match, they can't afford to lose. And I do think this is a good opportunity for it's a good opportunity for Mark Davis and Jack Doyle. It's just weird because I'm like, that's Jake something. He's not. I know. His mama I'm laughing at these comments and I'm just like, you guys are just making my night so fun. But as I mentioned, always thank you for always having me as your timeless elite for AEW Dynamite's Maximum Carnage. Up next, of course, I mean, we got the ladies in action. That's one of the matches I've been looking forward to. I'm very, very excited. I'm just laughing at this chat because this is like the most fun. This is like, I've seen many chats that are very entertaining since I did this watch along. And these are too funny. But like I said, I do want to thank everybody for joining. I am very excited that it's Maximum Carnage. I forgot they're going to be in Phoenix this Saturday. So, but I know tonight they're doing a double taping of Maximum Carnage for Dynamite and Collision, and then they get a nice weekend of rest, and then they're back next week for Orlando. They'll be in Orlando, Florida next week. So that'll be fun. But obviously, of course, I mean, I'm excited to see the ladies up next. And then, of course, we have our main event. MJF taking on Bandido. Get the Ray Cordia spider is coming. Oh, Jeffrey, you are so right. But it's a toxic spider that is coming for the AEW women's title. I mean, like I said, I don't know if people said it, but I had the chance to meet Tekla at WrestleCon last summer. She's so cool. She's so down to earth. And she just makes that character so good. But she's super down to earth. She's one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. And there was just something about her. It's like the present being called the toxic spider and just being that heel. And also with the fact too, the next challenger in line. And with the fact too, she still has some beef with Jamie Hayter, because I said this at World's End last month and even on Monday's show. I need to see story between Kris Statlander and Jamie Hayter. I want them to still continue that, but also throw in Tekla, because there's a lot of segues you can do with all those three ladies. So, but thank you all for coming. But Jeff Metterland, happy to see you in the chat, and you're just in time to see the ladies happening. Just in time to see the ladies. Exactly. Gerard, I mean, she has it. Like, there was a presence with her. She has it. And even like on Collision this past weekend when she did her promo, she was on her own 2 feet. But Tekla is definitely in line for AEW Women's Championship opportunity. As long as she's not a Black Widow. Well, we're back live, and I love that they're showing the scenery of Phoenix, Arizona. I love that. I love that they're showing like the outside scenery of it and talk a little about the city. I love that. Oh, and we get to see Skyflight. Ooh, Zeta Steele's going one-on-one with Marina Shafir. I'm really happy they're teamed up with Christopher Daniels. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, Skyflight. I'm sad. Yeah, Skyflight does want the Don Callis family, but we're gonna see Zeta Steele. I know, Jeffrey. When news got out, Zeta Steele left WWE Evolved. It was And hopefully, because I know we didn't get to see it, I would love to see Scorpio Sky take on Shelton Benjamin in a future episode of AEW, because I know Scorpio Sky wasn't medically cleared, but I'm still holding out that they need to have a match in the future. I'm just saying. I'd love for that to happen. But we have ladies trios action. We have the Triangle of Madness taking on the Babes of Wrath and your reigning AEW Women's Champion, Kris Statlander. And Gerard, I was looking at your comment too, because we were talking about the Acclaim earlier. Yes, I do agree. Caster and Bowen should announce a pick. Hey, Tony Khan showed up with a brace, and Rich Eisman was milking that during draft weekend. Her wrestling mothers are back. I know, it's crazy. Yeah. See, how can you not like Willow? Yes, Boza, Mercedes Moné did have a temper tantrum, but she'll be back. She will be back. That's why she's good at to heel. But Harley is happy her mothers are back. She's the AEW Women's Champion. They call them, I kind of like that name, the Cosmic Babes of Wrath, but I need to see. I know Kris Statlander can hold on her own 2 feet. I just don't want it, since she's AEW Women's Champion, I don't want her to be known as a Willow's lackey. again. I need Kris Statlander to be on her own 2 feet and definitely do some promos, as I mentioned, like looking at some sci-fi shows and being the cosmic of the galaxy she is. Like, she's a cosmic. I know. They need to watch like a lot of sci-fi shows. But here we go. We got the ladies in action. It looks like Tekla is going to start against Kris Statlander. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know when that's going to happen. And yes, Jeffrey, Kris Statlander does look gorgeous in that makeup. Shout outs to, and I have to give a shout out because all the ladies always look beautiful and glam. Shout outs to the AEW Glam team for making all the ladies look beautiful, sparkle, and still kick booty. So I have to give shout outs to that glam squad. They're just doing the most amazing job, and I love it. From Kris Statlander to Willow Nightingale to Toni Storm, all the ladies, they're getting glam. Even Miss Renee Paquette. So gotta show some love and shout outs to their glam squad. But here is 2 ladies that are not familiar, that are very familiar with each other. Kris Statlander and Julia Hart. If you remember, Julia Hart won her TBS title against Kris Statlander. And it's a shame. Julia Hart didn't even get a rematch for her TBS title because after she lost to Willow, she had to deal with her a shoulder injury. But here comes Miss Harley. Nice tag team by Harley and Kris Statlander. I have a lot. Jeffrey's like, I have a lot of favorites in the match. Sky Blue, Julia, Kris. He's like, he likes everybody except Tekla. He doesn't deal with toxic spiders. Well, I do have a soft spot for Tekla because she's cool. Like, I met her at WrestleCon last summer, and she's just been very interesting and intriguing to watch. But here come the babes of Wrath. Nice double team. Quick kick out by Julia Hart. I don't want to get bit. I don't think anybody wants to get bitten by a spider. But here comes Sky Blue. Like I said, Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale. 2 ladies that are no strangers to each other. Ooh, nice cartwheel by Willow. I did like that she is doing some cartwheels. Because she did sneak in a cartwheel on Collision over the weekend. And it's official. It's going to be a trios match. Skyflight taking on members of the Don Callis family. The evil clone of Hologram. Josh Alexander, and Kyle Fletcher. And we're going to see Zada Steele take on Marina Shafir. And also, as I mentioned earlier, the in-ring return of Andrade. Lots of matches. Lots of cool matches happening at Maximum Carnage on Collision this weekend. Tag is made to Harley. Oh! It looks like Penelope Ford is cleared, and we're going to see Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford in action. So it looks like Penelope is cleared. Oh, and we're going to see Jack Perry taking on Anthony Bowens, which is very interesting because they both have a common enemy in Ricochet, and I know Ricochet is going to be watching that match very closely. Ooh, Sky Blue is really putting on a beating on Harley Cameron. So even though we're in picture-in-picture, the match is still going on live, and as I mentioned, Sky Blue is putting a beating on Harley Cameron. Tag is made to the Toxic Spider, Tekla. And like I said, she's in line for a future AEW Women's Championship opportunity. Jeffrey, you're so right, because I really thought Kris Statlander was going to be doing a heel turn and join the Death Riders. But Kris Statlander fooled us all. She fooled us all. She fooled us all. But do your Jeff. Oh my God, Jeffrey, you sound like Bill Belichick. When Bill Belichick was with the Patriots, they were like, "Do your job, do your job." Well, Tekla's in the ring with Harley Cameron. Quick kick out by Harley. I know she tried to make a tag made, but it looks like Tekla's putting her own toxic spin on this. Tag is made to Julia Hart. Yeah, Boza, I think you're right. I think Collision is already finalized, but be on the lookout because you never know. They may throw something in there on socials during the weekend between now and Saturday. They may throw in like a bonus match, but yep, that's the only match we have for Dynamite next week. I'm very happy that Penelope Ford is back. It's going to be very interesting on how this is going to play out because we did see Marina Shafir and Megan Main team up. And then it's like you have Penelope coming into the fray as she's back with her shoulder injury. It's going to be very interesting how this is going to play out in the women's tag team division because there are so many angles and avenues they could go with. Which AEW? Whichever, isn't that the whole point of the referee? Sometimes they don't see cheating. And you would think Aubrey would learn better because she did officiate earlier in the night. Yeah, Boza, it's going to be very interesting how they're going to do Marina Shafir, especially with the fact Penelope's ready to go this weekend. And also with the fact, too, I'm very curious on who's going to be next in line for Jon Moxley for his Continental Championship because he's already had 2 eliminator. No, I think he had like 2 or 3 eliminator matches. So I'm very curious who's going to be the next person in the line for that because there's a lot of avenues that they could work with, and especially going to be very intriguing. And also with the fact too, Roderick Strong is going to be going for Claudio's belt. So who's going to be next in line to go after John's belt? And just to let you know, we are back live from Phoenix, Arizona. We have the ladies in action. We have a trios action, the Triangle of Madness, who've been pretty much taking advantage of this whole match, taking on the reigning AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath, and the AEW Women's Champion, Kris Statlander. So pretty much it's it's Tekla and Harley Cameron. And Harley Cameron's been in this thing for quite a long time, and I give her credit too, but Kris Statlander's waiting for the tag. Tag is made to Kris Statlander. Well, in the words of Tony Storm, Kris Statlander, what a woman! That's what Tony Storm called her. She's a woman with muscles. She took out Sky Blue. She took out Julia Hart. Oof, take out one by one. But yeah, they're definitely... You know what? I know Revolution seems very far out because we have to get through February. I can see a triple threat match between Stat, Jamie Hayter, and Tekla. It's just, there is a story to play here. It's just execution I'm very worried about. Because there's many angles and avenues that they could work with. When a woman is... Well, that's what Tony Storm said. She said it in a promo. Oh, nice move by Sky Blue. That was a nice DDT. And there's Miss Willow. Spinebuster. Ooh, Tekla with a kick to the face on Miss Willow. Ooh, nice move by Harley. She's getting better wrestling-wise. She's learning the fundamentals. Tag to Harley Cameron. Let's see. Ooh, nice tag team by... Oh my goodness. That's so cool. Julia Hart and Sky Blue made the save for the pin. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty... Ooh, that was... Ooh, Sky Blue with kick to the face by Harley. Ooh, double clothesline. Tekla and Kris Statlander. Oof. Look at Willow. She's feeling it. Oh man, that was a really impressive move by Tekla. Oof. Toxicity. That's where she has a toxic. Oh man, she's speared. She took the bullet, man. Man, that has to be it. I never would have thought it, but yeah, the winners of this match. The Triangle of Madness. Tekla picked up the pin. It's definitely going to be something. I mean, sooner or later. I mean, I kind of knew. I know, Jeffrey, but I kind of knew it was slightly going to happen because she has been eyeing that AEW Women's title, especially when she faced off against Jimmy Hayter. Yeah. I mean, obviously. I know, it was kind of crazy. I mean, I kind of knew Tekla was going to be in line. It was just a matter of time on when they were going to pull the trigger. It was just a matter. It was going to happen. But congratulations to the Triangle of Madness. And we see JetSpeed backstage. Swerve. Well, oh my God. Well, well, that was very interesting. First we saw Swerve talking to JetSpeed, and now Hangman said, I need partners. And who else was he going to get? Well, JetSpeed. So it looks like this Saturday on Collision, we will have a trios match. We will have Hangman and JetSpeed taking on the Ops. Oh my. I'm not mad about that either. That's actually going to be a good match. And with the fact, too, Oh yeah, I forgot because Hangman didn't hold the international belt. He could have been the second Grand Slam, but I just forgot. He didn't hold the international belt nor the Continental Championship. I just realized that. So I'm like, yeah, he's not gonna be Grand Slam because Kenny Omega's the only person that's Grand Slam champion in AEW. So okay, but I'm not mad about it. It was just funny. It was just funny. AEW doesn't have stories. Well, they do. It's just Gerard, consistency. That's the one thing I just need is consistency. That's all I want. I feel like they have the story. It's just like consistency. That's what I'm looking for. And also really figure out character development in some stars. Because I feel like there's something missing. But there is. Yeah, Bozy, you're right. Hangman's gonna go for the first time. So unfortunately, he's not gonna get Grand Slam because he held the tag team titles and he held the AEW World Heavyweight title. I know he held the Ring of Honor 6-man title. Yeah, Ring of Honor. Yeah, Ring of Honor. Yeah, the Ring of Honor trios belt because I had to think about that. But it's been a very fun-filled, chaotic, and mayhem night. Actually, it's been a good solid episode so far. I don't think there was any hits or misses. I actually thought match of the night would be the tag team, the Fatal 4-Way. It has been a good show so far. I think the tag team match for me has been the match of the night for me because seeing the tag teams, even though I don't like that creep down Callis, I am happy that Jake Doyle and Mark Davis has an opportunity for tag team gold. So that was match of the night for me. Sleeper match of the night for me. I have to go with the ladies on the sleeper match only because I know, Jeffrey, you're trying to raid yourself from Toxic Spider. Oh, so it is official because as Sean Rock said it, there is a little promo that the Rascals are coming soon. I wonder how they're going to make their entrance. I know they got to make some noise in the tag team division, but I'm very curious on how this is going to play out. Oh, yeah, last summer on Collision. They teamed up together against La Facción and Complenable. Oh, yeah. Well, they had to find matches for Collision, so trios match, Hangman and JetSpeed taking on the Ops, and you also got to watch out for Hook outside the ring. Woo! Well, Justin Roberts making the announcement. It's our main event. We have the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. We got the most wanted. I call him the Zorro of wrestling. Bandido! Oh, I do love his costume, though. That's a really nice costume. I'm not gonna lie. That costume is pretty fire. Let's see. And Boza coming in. He also broke that Myron Reed was willing to compete on Thursday with Leon in the TNA X Division Championship. The match was pulled because WWE is interested. Well, I mean, obviously, because, you know, Leon is from across the pond. He's from London, England. And yeah, and it's crazy that they pulled that match with the fact tomorrow TNA will be on AMC tomorrow. Jeffrey, just to answer your question, Bandido has been champion since last April. Yep, 9 months ago. Last April at Dynasty. And I was there in person to watch that match. But here comes your reigning AEW World Heavyweight Champion, that that jerk, MJF. Here comes MJF, reunited with his Triple B. So we'll hear what Justin Roberts making the announcement. I'm not gonna lie, Bandino's costume is fire. It is fire. Yeah, that's funny. They put the banner on it when they introduced him. That is hilarious. Jeffrey. I'm not gonna repeat it on the air, but Jeffrey, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty hilarious. But here we go. We have our main event, the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. It's finally here. MJF take it on Bandido, or as I call him, the Zor. Well, the fans are going for MJF. Yeah, the fans are going for MJF. Half of them are going for Bandino. I thought about it right then and there. I know. I was laughing at that name. I was like, oh, God. Well, Jeff Merling, I know Tony Schiavone wasn't there tonight, but he'll be on Collision this weekend with Nigel McGuinness. He'll be back on Collision. But it's just MJF doing his struts. Ooh, nice move by Bandino. I knew. Look at Bandido. He's got that gun in his head. You don't mess with the wrestling Zorro. That's what Bandido reminds me of, Zorro. That's why he's called the most wanted. And of course, MJF had to tear off his mask. Yeah, you see a lot of if you look closely in the stands, there are a lot of people that are wearing Bandido's mask. Because that's how you tell. Bandido sites are similar from Seth's 20. Oh yeah. They do look a little bit similar to Seth. I'm not gonna lie, that was a smart move MJF did. MJF's like, not today. Ooh, that was a very interesting dive. And also feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got for the win, because this is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. You got MJF retaining, or do you have Bandido winning? I would say for me, even though I would love for Bandido to win, I do see MJF retaining. I'm very curious on how his reign's going to look like and different from his first reign. Ooh, MJF on the submission hold on the Bandido's arm. Fans are getting behind Bandido. Ooh, man. Kick out by Bandido. That's what I was going to say, Jeffrey. Because of that story. And then on top of that, you throw Will Ospreay in the mix when he comes back. Done deal. I don't know how MJF's going to get out of this one. It's bad enough you have 3 other guys, but if you throw Will Ospreay into the mix, yeah, you're in trouble. Oh, but look at MJF trying to do the Macarena. Who's doing it? He's doing it very poorly. It's like he's so stiff when he did the Macarena. He was so stiff. Don't ever swivel your hips. Don't ever swivel your hips like that ever again, MJF. Jeffrey. Yeah, Brody. Brody's another person. I mean, obviously you got to throw him Samoa Joe. Oh, man. Well, Jeff Metterling, you should, because Bandido has been such a treat since he's came back from an injury last year. He's the reigning Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. I actually had the chance to watch a few of his matches on Ring of Honor. Supercard of Honor against Konosuke Takeshita. That was one of the best matches he did. He also did a match that I got to see in person in Philly for Death Before Dishonor, where he faced off against Pharaoh. And even during when I did Media Scrum, Bandido is very funny. He's funny. He interacts with the fans. It's just so fun to watch. And I'm happy he is impressing me, because I do think somewhere down the line, I know Bandido will probably have to drop that belt and come over to the AEW side, because I didn't realize that the men's division doesn't have that many baby faces. It's like almost everybody's a heel. So we shall see on that. And we are in picture-in-picture. Yeah, we are in picture-in-picture for this match. For our main event match, Bandido taking on MJF. It's going to be very interesting how some of this stuff is going to play out in the coming months. I know, Jeff. We've been talking about this on WWT for the last couple months. I hope Ring of Honor does get a TV deal, because they do have some good matches. But looking at this match, still in picture-in-picture, MJF pretty much has been getting the upper hand. As Jeffrey says, working on that shoulder. That's the one thing MJF will do. He'll focus on one piece of body part that's hurt and just go with it. All right, so we are back live with our main event. Okay, so this is the final. This is pretty much the final commercial break, and they're going to stick with this match throughout the rest of the night. We're back live with the AEW World Heavyweight title. We have Bandido taking on MJ. Oh my god. MJF cannot dance. I'm sorry. Don't quit. Don't be a dancer. But Bandido's bringing it. I mean, and I think this is a good thing for him too, because this could be a good opportunity for him to be in the main event spot. And I do think he has that tools and potential to do it. It's going to be very interesting. Bandido! That's why he's so strong. Nice suplex, by the way, on the MJF. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think that would be. He is. He's very low key strong, and I just realized, as I said earlier, the men's division doesn't have that many strong baby faces. It's mostly almost everyone's a heel or a tweener. And I think we need some strong baby faces in the men's division overall. I mean, obviously, of course, like the fans getting behind Darby, fans getting behind Bandido, Brody, Mark Briscoe. Pretty much everybody from the conglomeration. But yeah, there's not that many in the men's. Ooh, what's Bandido going to do? I thought he was going to go for his finisher, but I guess not. Yeah, Jeffrey, they need more. I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize until just now. I was like, oh, they don't have many baby faces in the men's. Woo! Nice move by Bandido over the top rope. That's why I call him the wrestling's version of Zorro. I'm not gonna lie, this is a really good main event, and it's a good nice one for Bandido as well for his opportunity to compete for the AEW World Heavyweight title. Because everyone's a heel, don't took off. I know, it's like almost everyone's a heel. There's not that many like standout baby faces. I just realized it. What's Bandido gonna do here? No way. Oh my god! Woo! Right in front of the fans. Woo! Bandido's fired up. Oh, look at that. The fans love Bandido. You should have done the Macarena on top of the barricade. See, MJF, MJF, this is what happens when you sleep on certain stars that you should not be doing. You slept on Bandido, you took it very lightly, and MJF went back to his arm. Oh, nice move by Bandido. 1, 2, kick out by MJF. Oh, man. Doghouse took all of them. 2, kick out by MJF. Oh my god! I know. As much as I would love Bandido to win, but it would be pretty hilarious if he won. I could see Bryan Danielson like jumping out of the edge of his seat like a little kid. That is true. You can't underestimate his wrestling ability and his toughness, even though MJF does act like a jerk. Oof, kicks to the face. Down over. What's MJF gonna do here? Ooh, Bandido made the save. Ooh. Ah! They said the cutter. Oh my god. The cutter. And we also know who does that cutter too. Cody Rhodes. The fans are chanting, "Fight forever! Fight forever!" Oh, wow. Look at Bandido. He's trying to play a possum. What's Bandido going to do here? Ooh, that was a nice move. 2, that was a star press right there. Hi, Wilson Chad Benitez. you're in the middle of a really good match in overtime between Bandido and MJF. And it's been a very good match back and forth. I mean, obviously, of course, it's going to be overtime anyway, but it's definitely a good match. First taste of AEW World Heavyweight Championship gold for Bandido, but it's been a good match so far. The fans have been behind him. Oh man, that was a nice counter by Bandido. Quick kick out by MJF. 2, 1, 2. It's like a reverse pin. It's like 1, 1, 1. That was almost 3 right there for Bandido. You almost won it. And the fans are chanting for Mr. Bandido. Oh, man. Kick to the face. Is Bandido going to do it right here? He's getting ready to set up his finisher. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Bandido's crawling. He's crawling. Oh, man. Kick out by MJF. And then MJF's put in a submission hold. Bandido. Oh, and that's like the arm MJF affected in it. Submission hold. Bandido's running to the ropes. Can he put his hand onto the rope? Oh boy, MJF's putting a submission hold on it. That's Isabella. That's the same that Bryan Danielson does. He's not gonna submit. He's not gonna submit. I mean, unless he passes out. See, Bryan Danielson knows. But look at this, Bandido. He's out. Like he's literally out. But your winner and still AEW World Heavyweight Champion with his beloved Triple B, MJF. Bryan Danielson knows that move very well. Well, MJF, the good news is, yeah, it took the card, but the good news is, MJF, you're still AEW World Heavyweight Champion. The bad news, well, you have 3, 4, 5 other people that want your belt. That's the worst part of being champion. Oh, this guy's gonna have a mic. What's he gonna say here? That's what he said from his mouth. Well, just when he was going to say something, I was going to give him credit. He does this crap. Well, what do you expect? And then he chased the referee out the ring. Well, just when you think. And I was like, well, I guess that ain't happening. Oh, God. Is he thinking what he's going to do? The same thing he did with Mystico. He's going to do the same thing he did with Mystico. Well, there's Brody. There's a tag team partner. Yeah, because if you remember from Ring of Honor, during Ring of Honor, he got his mask ripped off. Well, I love it. Congratulations. Oh, yay, we're going to hear from FTR this weekend on Collision, but congratulations to Bandido. You put on a really good heck of a match. I just hope they don't break up Brodino. I like him as a tag team, but of course I understand they got to go their separate ways. And I know Bandino's a little bit disappointed. He's a little bit disappointed in his reign, but very happy to see MJF still AEW World Heavyweight Champion. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up Maximum Carnage, AEW Dynamite. It was a good, solid show all around. All the matches did what they needed to do. It's going to be very interesting as I'm following the tag team division. Shout outs to members of the Don Callis family. They will be getting a future opportunity. Not sure when though, but we shall see, because sooner or later, Edge Christian's coming back. And also, we did get some breaking news because the Rascals are coming to AEW. Gonna shake things up in the tag team division. So much craziness happening. I just hope Private Party comes back. That's all I gotta say. Private Party needs to come back. I don't know when though, but hopefully soon. Because it's been it'll be soon to be a little over a year since we have it. But it's a possibility, Boza. They could have the tag team title match in Australia. But it's only a matter of time. But like I said, it was a very good, solid show all around. Pretty much, I mean, MJF Bandito brought it, but match of the night for me was a tag team. Fatal 4-way tag team match. That was the match of the night for me. A lot of elements coming to play. We got to see Jack Perry take out Ricochet. And also gives a lot of good segue stories within the tag team division and really makes it... Oh my God, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I'm not even going to go there. But it does help with the tag team division. It does give a little bit of a reset. It's going to be very interesting on how this is going to play out, because the Young Bucks are back. The Gates of Agony, JetSpeed, and obviously we may get a lot of segues in between. But Hangman found some partners in JetSpeed, and they will be facing for the Trios belt. Oh my God. If JetSpeed and Hangman won, I just don't know what I would think. I don't even know what to think on that. Because I'm still cracking up when JetSpeed was trying to get an interview with Renee, and then Swerve comes in, and then Hangman comes in. So it's like, well, they got another opportunity. We shall see on that. But it's going to be very interesting on how this is going to play out. Boza, I think I would react the next time if I'm on, well, Oh my God. If that were to happen, that'd be crazy. But we shall see on that because it is this Saturday. And also they will be in Phoenix this weekend. By the end of the month, they'll continue a residency at Arlington, Texas. But I do want to give a shout out to everybody for joining with me on this special edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday with me. I will say it was an overall good episode. It was an overall good episode. Have some stories it'll play out because we have a long road ahead to Revolution in March. So we have a lot of stops, a lot of bumps ahead as we get to the road to Los Angeles. But thank you for always sending it over with me. Friendly reminder regarding programming. Tomorrow, TNA will be on AMC. You do not want to miss the first episode tomorrow. We already know it's Mike Santana taking on Frankie Kazarian for the TNA World Heavyweight title, along with many other matches that will be happening. So you do not want to miss that. Also, with the fact to make sure to check out Honey Night SmackDown because it'll be in London, England. Obviously, of course, we try to avoid spoilers here. So I do want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat that's been joining with me. Shout out to Jeffrey Boza, Jeff Metterling. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Gerard Simpson, thank you for joining. Also, Short King the Goat. I just want to make sure I didn't forget anybody on that. But I do want to thank everybody for joining with me on the chat. You can always follow me on my socials at CourtneyNJ11 because I do have a lot of stuff planned that's happening in the coming days, coming weeks. You know, next week, I'm going to give you some, and I know I keep saying this, but next Wednesday during my watch along, I'm definitely giving you bold predictions for AEW in 2026 because I think I have a few bold predictions I can put into place that I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's worth a try and do it for fun. So feel free to follow me on my socials. Make sure to follow ISBW Wrestling. Yours truly will be on the call for February 13th, where we have Girl Power Pro Wrestling 3 happening. And we're going to have Carissa Rivera, formerly known as Electra Lopez, be there. The Virtuosa and the inaugural Ring of Honor Pure Women's Champion, Deonna Purrazzo, will be there as well. So if you live in New Jersey, you love independent wrestling, and you also love women's wrestling, make sure to check out that show. It's going to be fun, fun, fun. Make sure to check out my other siblings on the Kayfabe podcast tomorrow. It's going to be a fun show. And yeah, shout out to everybody on the team of WWT Live. I will be back on Friday because not only will we be previewing SmackDown, we're also going to be giving bold predictions for AAA this weekend and also TNA Genesis, which will be happening as well. So thank you all. Thank you for supporting me and supporting everything that comes with Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening, and I will see you back on Friday.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.